I'm actually prepared for even tiebreakers. We are totally prepared for, so we will never have a tiebreaker.
All right.
I have that base covered.
Yeah. Super.
I learn from doing. Learn from doing.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I know.
Can you undo this class?
Perhaps.
My hands are freezing and I cannot get that undone. I must have hooked it together, but I can't undo it.
Oh my goodness, that is tiny. That is tiny. Oh, that is tiny. It's tiny for you in heaven. Thank you. You'll be warm on the way home.
My hands are cold now.
Just think, now when we get to March, and we're thinking it's 50 degrees out, we'll be like, oh my God, this is so warm. This feels like 80 degrees. It'll all be relative, right? Is that more better? All right, excellent, excellent.
Mine was my first one. So I know. She was a great lady.
Come on up front, I don't bite. You'll be able to hear the music.
Hi there.
Where are you from, sir? Originally, born and raised in Canada. It is the chosen place. It's the chosen. That's a Canada.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What language?
Iroquois. Iroquois. And Canada means the chosen.
Okay.
The chosen place.
There you go.
There's a lot of history in Canada. Matter of fact, Dave was telling me this church was utilized back during the Civil War for the Underground Railroad. Well, in Canada, a lot of people don't realize the two churches at the corner of Gibson and Maine, opposite each other.
Yeah.
Guess what's underneath? There's a tunnel that connects the two churches. It was part of the Underground Railroad. You have to go way down the basement. Everything's hidden. I remember taking the tour when I was in high school. And they took us down there and showed us. So this is how they moved people from this church all the way underground, underneath Main Street, over to the other church during that period of time. Amazing. There's a lot of history in Sonnenberg Garden.
I was just talking to my friend once ago. Have you been to Sonnenberg yet?
Beautiful.
Recently? You know, it's amazing.
The Granger homes.
Yes.
The slave carriage museums there are second to none. Look at it. There's three buildings filled with sleighs and carriages, hearses that were built back in the 1800s. Very, very rich.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
And back when Sonnenberg was originally built, you could see Canada
From there.
from the upper floors of the house. Now you can see it.
So you don't live there now?
No, and I moved to Monroe County for my job back then. I was mandated to be a county resident.
Oh,
I was given 2 weeks. You will be a county resident in 2 weeks, or you'll have no job.
yeah, exactly.
I moved. And as a young buck, it was easy at that time. I was 24. His wife, his life.
So you work for Lifespan now, but not?
I've been at Lifespan for 5 years.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal place.
Yes, it's a wonderful place.
Jesse Lou, I'm seeing 5 after.
Let's go.
Let's rock.
Are you a prompt guy?
I am very proud.
All right, good. All right. Well, welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming out for this educational and entertaining evening. I'm Pastor Jesse Lou. I'm the pastor here at the Parma Grace United Church of Christ. For those of you who are here for the first time, I invite you to sign our guest book so you can Be notified for any upcoming events or concerts that we might be having. Before I introduce our guest, just a couple of housekeeping things. If you have a cell phone, if you could take a moment now to check it, make sure it's on silent or turn it off completely, whatever your choice. The restrooms are down the hall, the ladies' room first, and you turn right, the men's room, and that's where the fellowship hall is at the very end. And I will tell you that afterward, you are all invited to come down for snacks, desserts, coffee, sodas, and a conversation. You'll be able to get Dan's autograph, if you want. There is more material down there for you to take and share with your friends. So I want to mention that tonight is a free event. It is offered by the church to our community. But if you feel compelled to make a donation, it will be turned over to Dan and to support his effort in bringing this information to everyone. So without further ado, I want to introduce Mr. Dan Lyon, otherwise known as Dan the Scam Man.
All right, good evening. How is everyone? Great. Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah. All right, I'll give you 2 seconds of background. My name is Dan. My last name is Lyon. I work at Lifespan, as Pastor Jesse Lou was stating. We are a not-for-profit organization here in Rochester. We cover not only Rochester, we cover all of New York State. A lot of people don't realize how much work we do with the community. We only do one thing, however, with the community, and that is help men and women over age 60 or any man or woman with a qualifying New York disability of any age. Case in point, I am working with a man. He lives in Damsville, and he is blind. So because he is under age 60, I'm able to help him. He had his identity stolen, so I've been helping him with restoring his identity. What was I doing for the last 5 years at Lifespan? I am the fraud scam program manager. We just hired our 4th person. She is an investigator retired from Niagara County Sheriff's Office. She will be working in Niagara County, Erie County, Chautauqua, and Cattaraugus counties. Sheila works in the southern tier for me. She's in Painted Post. She covers Schuyler County, Steuben County, Chemung County, and points east and west along the PA border and the New York border for me. And me and Justin, my coordinator, we work out of Rochester, right here at Clinton on 1900. If you know where the Tops Plaza is, or McQuaid High School, we're in that plaza right there. And Lifespan's been in existence for over 50 years. And I had on the table down in the fellowship hall, one of the things I will direct your attention to, if you're not familiar with Lifespan, you know older adults that could potentially use services, I have our brochure down there. We have 30 programs to help older adults, 30. Most of our programs cost how much? Guys, gals, how much? Zeros. We're a very good organization. This brochure is very lengthy. It covers a ton of information. If you know someone that could use it, you don't need to ask for permission. If you have 2 or 3, take whatever you need. I bring it for you to take. I brought 80 pounds of materials. All right, we got. You should have a game board in front of you. It looks like this. Looks like a bingo board. You should have a dry erase marker. Do me a favor. Take off the cap. Touch the board somewhere. Make sure the dry erase marker still works, as sometimes they dry off, or sometimes people don't push the cap all the way back on. As you're looking at your boards, we're going to play a game tonight, a little bingo game to learn about fraud, scams, identity theft information. We're going to try and do it in a fun format. As you're looking at your board, you're noticing these are artists. These are all artists. These are individuals. These are all singers. Music, as you might know, if you're probably recognizing some of the groups and the people, are from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. So three decades of music, 50s, 60s, 70s. We tried to pick mainstream music. We tried to pick music that you would be recognizing. And if you're not, no big deal. I'll give you a few hints till we get to figure it out. So you're going to mark the board. Miss Pastor Jesse Lou was kind enough to provide a couple of prizes for the winners. We will play your typical bingo, which is diagonal, horizontal, and or vertical. will also play four squares. Now, the first time I did this was in East Rochester last fall, and the group of older adults there in East Rochester on Commercial Street said, Dan, are we playing four corners? I looked at them like I had three heads, and I said, I have no clue what you're talking about. So I got educated. So four corners are the four outsidemost corners of the playing board will constitute a bingo or single. And we'll play four corners in. Four corners in are the four corners that make the square opposite the Gumby center of the board.
Oh, wow.
And obviously the Gumby is your free spot. Make sense?
Got it.
All right, and we got a marker that's working?
Yes.
All right, so what I do, what we like to do, I'm going to disseminate information after I play some music. We'll figure out who's the artist. We're going to mark your board. I'll talk about some type of subject matter regarding frauds or scams or identity theft, and then we'll move on to the next song. Make sense? I try to keep it moving. If you know the artist, I don't want you sitting on your hands. Just yell it out. Say, that's Elvis Presley. Because some people may not know. So and then once I hear the correct response, I'll stop the music and we'll move on. I'm not sure. I think I have the right volume. But you folks in the back will tell me if I have the right volume or not quick enough. Make sense?
Yep.
All right, now my computer, of course, goes to sleep because I've been standing for a bit and I punched everything up. So let me make sure everything is back in operation, and then we will be ready to rock. All right, let's see here. First song up the bat, see if you know who it is.
Where she will stay, my little runaway. Run away.
Who? Not Jane Dean. Nope, not Jane Dean. Del?
Oh.
It is Del Shannon. Yes, Del Shannon. So you're looking at now keep in mind, no man or woman in this room has the same game board. Everybody's got a different game board. That way you can't be cheating. So everyone's got a different game board, so you may or may not have Del Shannon on your board.
You don't have Del.
So I played Del Shannon. That song came out in 1961. I always like to throw the year in there. And why did I play Del Shannon? The song was Runaway. And here's how the scammers, i.e. the fraudsters, are going to run away with your money. And I'm going to hit you with the 5 payment methods. If you remember nothing else I speak of tonight, this one is the one caveat piece of information I want you to make sure you leave here with tonight. You will know without fail, without question, that the person you are dealing with is a scammer, a fraudster, someone whom is trying to take advantage of you. When he or she asks you to pay using one of these 5 payment methods, those 5 payment methods are, number 1, first and foremost, what is always king? Cash. Cash is king. So you are asked to pay via cash. When I say pay via cash, I don't mean $50 or $100. Keep in mind, I'm dealing with fraudsters that are trying to steal your money and a lot of it. I'm talking $5,000, $10,000. You have been asked to go to your financial institution and withdraw. So you're being asked to pay via cash. That's an absolute red flag for a scam, a fraudster. Second, most popular as of last year, gift cards. You're being asked to pay via a gift card. Be mindful. No legitimate business will ever accept a gift card as payment. Remember that. No legitimate business is accepting gift cards as payment. All right? Next is certainly cryptocurrency. Last year was number 1. Number 1 form of payment last year. Not per dandelion and lifespan. No. Per the Federal Trade Commission. Per the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Number 1. Cryptocurrency. Now you're sitting there thinking to yourself, Dan, I've never dealt with cryptocurrency. I've never used it. I don't even know anything about Bitcoin or Ether. Guess what? No worries. These fraudsters will keep you on the phone and will discuss with you and give you step by step on how to complete a cryptocurrency exchange if they think you're going to send them that money. Next one, a wire transfer or a bank transfer. You may know it best as a Western Union. So a Western Union, again, Last year, that was the second most popular payment form next to cryptocurrency. Why? Because it's big money. It's easy to send a wire transfer from a financial institution here in your own backyard to any financial institution anywhere within the world. And once you click send, is that money FDIC protected? Yes or no? No. Can you get it back? You have a window. That's the window. You have a window for the FBI. Jason Breen, an FBI agent I work with, he works here out of Rochester. The window is very small, 24 hours. Ugh. Do you think most men and women that are victimized by frauds and scams realize that the money they have sent is going to an illegitimate place within 24 hours? No. By the time they figure this out, it's usually a week or so later, or even months later. And last but not least, a peer-to-peer payment. You know, there's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. Now, I don't want anyone to leave here thinking those are horrible, bad ideas to pay that way. They're not. But there's a caveat. Do you know the person that you are dealing with, that you are sending the Zelle payment or that Cash App or that PayPal to? Example. I mow this gentleman's lawn every single week. I am his landscaper. I personally know him. I charge him $50 every week to cut his lawn, and he chooses to pay me via Zelle. That's legitimate. Let's switch it up now. This gentleman is talking with someone online, a person he has never met, someone he knows as, Bill. And Bill has asked him to send him money via Cash App. Should he do it? Yes or no? Absolutely not. These are the red flags of scammers. Why? These 5 payment forms mean instant cash for the scammer, the fraudster, and the opportunity for you to get the money back, slim to none. You're not getting that money back. So gift cards, cash, cryptocurrency, a wire transfer, Western Union, bank transfer, and any type of peer-to-peer payment, such as Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, any of those, and you don't know the person, are all red flags for the scam. All right, you ready for the next song?
Yes.
Can I insert something?
You may.
That won't happen, hopefully, with me, because I don't answer a phone if I don't know who the party is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good.
And we're going to talk more
Is
about
there,
that.
is there anything you can add or
Sometimes the
take
name doesn't
away?
come up.
Hold that thought. I'm going to circle right back to
Mine
it in
doesn't
just a
show
minute.
the name.
Hold that, but I'm going to come back to it, I promise. All right, let's see if you know this one. I think this is an easy one.
Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule. American history and practical man.
Any guesses?
Mark Berry?
It is Chuck Berry. Yeah, Chuck Berry. So on your game board, you're looking for Chuck Berry. It was called, that was the song, who knows the name of the song? That was School Days. School Days by Mr. Chuck Berry, and that came out in 1957. 1957. So why did I play School Days from Chuck Berry of 1957? Well, let me take you to school. Down in the fellowship hall, there is a table that has a lifespan table drape on it filled with information. That table I set up, and if you take nothing else off of that table, I'm going to strongly encourage you to take this off of the table. It's in the front center of the table. This is my cheat sheet for this evening. Cheat sheet. It is front and back, filled with information to help you when it comes to fraud, scams, or identity theft. These are state and federal resources and organizations to help you be free and stay safe from frauds and scams. There are a ton of info on here. Right at the top, it talks about credit reporting and the one website I wish you all to go to. Everyone should go to it and go to this website. It's your government working for you when they're working. The Federal Trade Commission, the FTC.gov. It's right at the top of my cheat sheet. Go online, go to the Federal Trade Commission, and I want you to do yourselves a favor. Join their listserv. Join it. Here's why. The Federal Trade Commission is, in fact, the consumer watchdog for all men and women in all 50 states. They are the reporting agency. They are whom are getting the fraud reports coming in from around this country. What they do is they consolidate that information, and periodically they put out emails. And if you're on their listserv, you're going to get an email in regards to this information. Why is that important to you? Because what is being reported to the Federal Trade Commission in Denver, Colorado, last week they saw this particular type of scam happening out there, and it captured, unfortunately, too many victims. Is what's happening in Denver, Colorado, coming east to Hilton, New York? Yes or no?
Sure.
Absolutely. Wouldn't it be nice if you read an email 2 weeks ago, and this way when it comes to your inbox and an email, a text message, or a phone call, and you start reading or listening, you're like, geez, this sounds familiar. This is a scam, and I've already read about it, and now you know to delete it. It's your fair warning. It's your heads up. It's your warning call. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Next song, here we go. Boom. Oh, this could be a hard one. Probably recognize the song.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
Who's singing?
Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me.
Trick question. 2 groups. 2.
When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. Hooked on a feeling.
Everybody now. All right, who sings that? He wrote Raindrops Are Falling on My Head. There's your hint.
Oh.
Mr. B.J.
Lead him. No, let's
Thomas.
Thomas. B.J. Thomas, yes. The rendition I just played for you was actually Blue Suede. So B.J. Thomas in 1968 took it to number 4. The rendition I just played for you was Blue Suede. They took it to number 1 in 1974. So why did I play B.J. Thomas, Hooked on a Feeling? All right. We have watched the news in local areas, arenas here recently, and there was a lot of this in the news back in the spring. And I'm going to, again, go to the Federal Trade Commission because you're going to get information on this. The artificial intelligence is, in fact, being utilized in many good forms. You know, the artificial intelligence is good for some things, but our fraudsters are better.
Yeah.
Our fraudsters are absolute pros at taking information and taking technology and weaving it, unfortunately, to steal people's funds. And they're using artificial intelligence to call people to make it sound like maybe legitimate loved ones, i.e. the grandparent scam.
Yes.
All right, where they're calling someone and they're pretending to be the grandson or granddaughter, using that granddaughter and grandson's actual voice. Now you're sitting there saying, how can that happen? Because you are not using social media does not mean that your grandchildren or great-grandchildren are not using it, because they are, even when their parents don't realize this. And what's happening is they're posting videos, because aren't they fun? Posting videos online is fun, right? Until the video is captured by a scammer, and they're now just waiting to connect the dots. And they're connecting the dots using social media. Once they realize this kid, this just child, oh, this might be the grandparent. Look at that, it is on Facebook. Now they're going to try and figure out the phone number for the grandparent to call, because now they got the kid's voice recorded. And now they're going to call the grandparent with the kid's voice and pretend they're in trouble. Where there's usually 2 particular scenarios they use with this particular scam. Either the grandchild has been arrested and is, of course, in need of what kind of money to get out of jail? Bail money. And or they've been involved in a horrific car crash while on vacation somewhere and they need money to get back home. All right, these are your 2 regular types of scams that these fraudsters utilize against older adults. And artificial intelligence is driving it and making it harder and harder for people to differentiate what's real and what's not. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Survey says, oh, this is an easy one. I had to play the Stones, right? All right, so the Rolling Stones. You got the Rolling Stones. You may or may not have them on your board. The song was I Get No Satisfaction. That song came out. Who knows what year that song came out? 1960 what?
62?
You're close. 65. 65. So why did I play You Get No Satisfaction? We are going to talk about a scam. How many men and women in here own a cell phone? Raise your hand if you own a cell phone. Everybody. All right. I'm going to tell you, since we played You Can't Get Any Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, I'm going to now tell you about the You scam. You may or may not know about it. The You scam. As I always like to tell people, this is a tool. This is a very expensive tool that we all pay for. Very expensive. Between the service, the phone itself, it's attached to almost everyone all the time. I always tell people, let's start using this as a tool. It is a tool. And what I mean by that is, I want you only to ever answer this tool when the man, woman, business, or organization that is calling you is physically saved on this device as your contact. If the person, business, or organization is calling you and is not a contact on this device, should you ever answer it? No. Spoofing is a thing. Spoofing is where the scammers are readily capable of calling you with a 585 area code, since we're sitting in 585. I was up in Plattsburgh last week, and the area code's different up there, and I'm telling them, up here it's 5, I think it was 516 or whatever it was up there. I said, if they're calling you, they're using the area code for the area which you live in. All right? They can spoof anyone and everyone. Example, I can call her phone, make it ring 585 area code, and I can make her phone ring not only a 585 area code, but it's going to ring Rochester Social Security Administration. She's going to look at her phone and be like, oh my goodness, SSA is calling me. Do you think SSA is calling her? Ever in a million years? No. But that is how good these scammers are. They're pros. They're absolute pros. So be mindful. This is a good device. And the reason I played that last song, You, is because now I'm going to tell you, here's when you're going to get tricked. Your phone rings. You're going to abide by what I just told you. However, this time, your phone's ringing, and as you're looking at it, it's your phone number. You are calling yourself. Your phone and your caller ID is you. Scammers, fraudsters are doing this on purpose. Why do you think they're calling you? Because we, as human beings, pinch test, are going to probably do what? You're going to pick it up. Because you're curious, how can I be calling myself with my own phone number? So the fraudsters have now spoofed you with your own phone number and name to get you to answer. It's all a game, a ruse. And they're going to tell you, of course we're calling you. We are your service provider. And they're going to know who your service provider is. We're AT&T. We're Sprint. We're Consumer Cellular. We're Verizon. You're on the old plan. You're on $89.95 a month plan. Do you want the new promotional? The new promotional is $59.95 a month. Who doesn't want to save $30 a month, right? And what do you think they're going to need from you in order to save you $30? Well, of course, now they're going to tell you, well, of course we can save you, but unfortunately, we probably will have to do a quick credit check for you over the phone right now in order to get you that new rate. Think about that. A credit check over the phone. What do I need from you to do that? I need what?
Social
Security number. What else do I need? Not a credit card number. Social Security number. What else? I need your address. What else? I need your name. What else do I need? Birthday. Date of birth. Can you say identity theft 101 here? That's exactly where they're going with this. So when your phone rings, and it's you calling yourself, should you answer it? No, don't answer it. All right.
Yeah, well,
So, like, things I get, like, I keep getting text messages from Easy Pass. Like,
That's a scam.
yeah, I might.
It's all phishing.
Yeah,
These guys are good. They're really good. That's phishing.
yeah.
Or let me throw a line out.
There's one way too you can tell it's a fraud when people call. It may not be your own phone number, but the other ones, you pick it up and say hello, they're generally silence.
Click.
And then
You hear the click.
You hear a beep.
Yep, that's the computer. So they use sophisticated computers, and there's always a delay. Do you think any of these fraudsters, any of them, are operating stateside here in the United States? Not one. They're all operating offshore. So that's why there's a delay. All right, next song. Let's see if, all right, this could be a hard one. We'll see. Who is it? Anyone guessing? Billy Jack. Billy Jack. Tobin. All right, Billy Jack. The song was 110.
110 Soldier.
There you go. 1974. 1974.
Fabulous.
All right, 110 Soldier. All right, something else I'm going to bring your attention to. I want you to be a soldier for yourselves when it comes to my cheat sheet. On my cheat sheet, you are going to see at the very top how many people here in the last 6 months have physically pulled his or her own credit report. Raise your hand. Physically pulled your own credit report.
What do you mean, like, I can get mine through my bank? That's the same thing.
Same? Have you looked at it?
Yeah.
Read it?
Oh, yeah.
2. All right, the rest of you are behind the 8 ball. Remember that website I told you a little while ago that if you went to no other website, this was the one I want you to go to? ftc.gov. Guess what you would have received in the email almost 4 years ago now? The rules changed when it comes to credit reports. The rules changed. The rules used to be 1 credit report per agency per year.
Yeah.
That's long gone. That's been gone for years. Here are the new rules effective 4 years ago. Per the Federal Trade Commission, they're the ones that regulate this. You're allowed 1 free credit report per agency per week. Wow. Per week. How many credit reports can I get this week? 3. What about next week? 3. Will that affect my credit rating in any shape, way, or form? No. I'm giving you and providing you at the very top of my cheat sheet the phone number and or the website and the 3 credit bureaus on how to go about getting your credit report for free. You can call the number, request it over the phone. They'll send it to you via mail. You can go online and get the credit report yourself. You don't need all 3 at once, but if you want to get all 3 at once, you can do that as well. Again, they cost you nothing. I tell people this because it's important. The bad guys or fraudsters are stealing information, and they're going to be trying to reconfigure your information. So when you get your credit report, to ensure no one's been tampering with your credit, make sure everything in your credit report is accurate and reads you. Example, you see an address on there that says 110 Smith Street, Rochester, New York, 14610. And you're scratching your head going, I have never in my life lived at that address. Then you need to fix this. Quickly, you need to get this fixed. Let's say you pulled that credit report from TransUnion. This is a simple, easy fix. So you pull from TransUnion, you're going to write a short 2-line letter to TransUnion stating, Dear TransUnion, this address, 110 Smith Street, Rochester, New York, 14610, I've never lived at. Please remove it from my credit report. You're going to include a photocopy, front and back, of your driver's license, and you're going to mail it to the credit bureau of TransUnion. In the mail, in about a week, you're going to get a response. And they're going to be telling you, we removed that at your request. This is your credit report. And make sure it's accurate. Make sure it reads accurate. Make sense? All right, next song. Let's go to the next song.
Dan, sorry, I have another question. So, if your spouse dies, as mine did recently, do I need to worry about people trying to get into his?
I'm glad. Good point. So when it comes to credit reports, and I've done this, it's a great idea. I know this may sound horrible, but here's what you should be doing. For anyone who has lost a spouse, I would strongly encourage you to write a simple short letter to each of the 3 credit bureaus and include a copy of the death certificate and tell them, please close his credit. Because it can be stolen and will be stolen until they're told differently. They're not being notified of this particular event. So I have helped other older adults do just that. Question?
The email safe that they send your credit card, your credit report by email to you, is that safe?
They're not going to email anything to you. The credit bureaus are never going to email you anything. It's either online or it's through the mail, the snail mail. Okay. And it takes about 10 days. Usually it depends on how busy they are. It depends. All right, you ready for the next song? Let's take a listen. This should be an easy one. I say that, but we'll see. Who is it? Not Marvin Gaye. It's a shame. Who is it? Who? The Spinners. Yes, the Spinners. We got the Spinners. It's a shame, right? The Spinners. It's a shame. What year did that come out? 1970?
Really?
1970. How about that? The Spinners. It's a shame. All right. Why did I play the Spinners? It's a shame. All right. One thing I will mention, I'll mention this quickly. I get interviewed periodically by your news media, whether it be Channel 8, Channel 10, Channel 13, me and or Justin, only because we're right here in Rochester, and regularly I'm being asked to sit down with one of the local news reporters. More than once, I've been asked this particular question, and I'll throw this out for all of you. You are here tonight. There are many men and women here tonight. And there are many men and women who are not here tonight, and these pews could be easily filled. I get asked by the media, what 1 or 2 things do I see as I help victims across 12 counties that are being victimized by fraud and scams? What's the common denominator? What do I typically see in my victim? Uneducated. No, not uneducated. This is so common, it's easily rectified. A man or a woman who has become isolated. They are widowed. They are widowers.
Yeah.
They're lonely. Loneliness and isolation is what the scammers, the fraudsters hone in on. They are absolutely targeting people on purpose. These scammers are looking through obituaries. They are doing homework. Why? Because they're realizing there's money to be had. Right? So don't think they're not looking through the local obituaries. They are. Absolutely are. And any man or woman who's lonely, isolated, these are the targets of our typical fraudsters. I'm not saying that all of my victims are isolated and lonely, but a good share of them are. I'd say the bulk of them are somehow isolated and lonely. Guess what, guys and gals? That's not you. You are all here tonight. You got out of your houses, you got in your cars, because I don't think it's probably walking distance for most of us, and you came in here, which tells me a couple of things. You're not isolated, you're not lonely, and you're not afraid to mingle with other people, and you're not afraid to converse and be around others. As we age, I went to a presentation not too long ago with a physician out in California. We watched him via Zoom, and he said, as we age, it is so important to be connected to community it is incredibly important to converse and be out socializing. This is what keeps people safe from frauds and scams, getting them out of the house. So if you next time you know a neighbor that could be out of the house and you can maybe drag them out, by all means do so. All right, next one. Here we go. Oh, this is an easy one.
Long, long time ago.
It is.
I can
That was an easy one, right? All right, that was Don McLean. Song was American what?
American Pie.
American Pie. Year 1972. 1972. Don McLean, American Pie. All right, I'm going to tell you about there are many scams in the United States, and this one affects people here in our community, and unfortunately, this one takes ginormous money from people, and I'm talking big investment scams. That song was American Pie, and what is not the American dream? Isn't the American dream to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining, maybe become wealthy, or certainly be able to live beyond our means because we can, and money is no object. That is certainly the dream, but the fraudsters prey upon that. And what I mean by that, I always like to tell people, I don't care what your educational background is. Does not matter to me, and it does not matter to the fraudsters and the victims I deal with. I have got men and women, I'm not making any of this up. I'm a retired deputy of 24 years in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. All right, men and women in this room, where do you think Deputy Dan, started his career in 1989? Let's go back in time real quick. Boom. Parma was my patrol district. Car 69 dispatch, go ahead. I was out here. I hated it because I was working nights. I was headed night till 6 in the morning. I was working midnights. And one of the things we are seeing with our older adults is the fact that they're going to target people with investment scams. And I've got men and women whom are highly educated that become victimized. And I'm not saying that I don't mean to brag upon these people, but I don't want you to think that these people they must not be very smart. They've been victimized by scam and fraud. Maybe they're ignorant. Maybe they're not, maybe they got some dementia. Maybe they got cognitive problems. I don't want you to think any of that. We are dealing with real men and women, your neighbors and friends that are highly educated. I'm talking, I've got men and women. I got someone who has graduated from Harvard University. Harvard. I've got educated people that have written. I got 2 authors, book authors. I'll give you their names, but I won't. You can go to Barnes & Noble tomorrow and buy their book, Victimized by Frauds and Scams. Why? Because the fraudsters are doing this. They're spear phishing. They purposely target people of all walks of life and of all educational backgrounds. My most recent victim, he is beyond educated, highly recognized in our community. He has lost over $2 million. Oh. I'm not exaggerating. His words, not mine. Over $2 million. He hasn't told me exactly how much over $2 million, but over $2 million. He is telling me just last week over the phone that he is very fearful of now losing his home. I told him, I said, that is a valid concern. You are going to be potentially losing your house. I told him, I said, you're going to also be losing something else. A lot of people don't realize when it comes to victimization of a scam victim. This particular person liquidated their entire retirement account savings. All right, now think about that. You just took all your money out of your 401 and your retirement accounts. Are you going to be held liable for the IRS? Yes. You're getting a tax bill that's huge because you took an early withdrawal. And he hadn't even thought of that. People don't think of this. This is some of the things that we certainly want people to realize to prevent that from happening to them. All right, ready for the next one? Oh, this is an easy one. You either know it or you don't. Yes.
All the leaves are falling.
We got the mamas and the papas. The song is...
I love that song.
What's the name of the song?
California Dreaming.
California Dreaming, 1966. 66. The Mamas and the Papas. That was my mother's favorite group. She loved the Mamas and the Papas. 1966. Song was California Dreaming. Let me give you our next scam. We have seen, it comes around, goes around, and it keeps coming up here. And about 2 weeks ago, we got crushed in my office with multiple victims in this area. California Dreaming. It's all about what? Winning, right? The dream of winning big. I've got 3 victims most recently that were contacted by fraudsters and told this: you've won. You've won the PCH. PCH stands for Publishers Clearinghouse. Now it's legitimate. Publishers Clearinghouse is legitimate. All right? However, can anyone in this room tell me how does Publishers Clearinghouse absolutely 100% without a doubt notify the person whom has won? An actual contestant that has won, how does PCH actually go about notifying you? Is it a phone call? Yes or no? Phone call?
No.
No. A letter in the mail? No. Text message? No. It's a what? It's a knock on the front door. Lots of balloons, lots of cameras, lots of fanfare, and a big old check. That's the real Publishers Clearinghouse. That is how it is actually supposed to work. But the fraudsters turn the tables. And they call people and tell them they won a prize or a car or a trip. And in order to receive said prize money or trip, and this could be the New York State Lottery, they use that as well. You know, everything's fair game with fraudsters. You have to pay the taxes and fees before you receive the prize. In New York State, if there's a $2 million purse last night and one person won that purse, does that man or woman go home with $2 million in their pocket? Yes or no? No. The $2 million is provided to the contestant after what's removed? Taxes and fees. Right? That's how it really works. But the fraudsters tell people they must pay the taxes and fees up front in order to get their winnings. And of course, they're being asked to pay. All right, let's go back to class real quick. My 5 forms of payment. How are they being asked to pay? You tell me. Number 1 is pay via cash. Number 2, gift cards. Number 3, cryptocurrency. Next, wire transfer. Perfect. Or bank transfer. And last but not least, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. All right. Next one. Oh, this is an easy one. Who is it? Not Buddy Holly, but you're in the right wheelhouse. It is Richie Valens, yes, Richie Valens. All right. So on your game board, you're looking for Richie Valens. Anyone got a bingo yet? All right, Richie Valens, come on, let's go. All right, out there on the table in the fellowship hall, there is a plethora of information. On that table is information in regards to robocalls. And there is information on the back of my sheet on how to get yourselves out of robocalls. On the back, under preventative options on my sheet, and the categories are on the sides. Under preventative options on page 2, you'll see you can go to No More Robo and help yourselves be eliminated from robocalls. You can also ask your service provider, whomever your service provider happens to be, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, Consumer Cellular, they are required by law. A law passed in '99 to provide you the access to having the app on your phone to notify you that when the phone rings, it's supposed to alert you that this is a robocall. And you know you have this on your device when your phone rings, and it says something along the line of scam likely, scam potential,
potential spam.
Potential spam. That means you have the app already on your device. If you are
Five
not
a
seeing
day, at
terminology surrounding that,
At least. I just
you
let it
can
go.
take your phone to your nearest service provider store, i.e. a Sprint store, Verizon store, walk into the store, provide the clerk or manager your phone and say, I want to ensure I have the robocall app loaded on this device. They are required by law to install it. Cost you zip. Nothing, and it's free. All right, so it's just another layer of protection for you. All right, next one. Let's see here. I think this should be an easy one.
Everly Brothers.
It is the Everly Brothers. Yes, the song was Bye Bye. Bye Bye Love. All right, Bye Bye Love. We are looking for the Everly Brothers. You may or may not have them on your sheet, depending. And of all our scams we deal with, now we deal with a lot of men and women with all different types of scams, but if you're going to ask me, Dan of Lifespan, which particular scam would be the most difficult to break a man or a woman free from, it's this one, romance. Keep in mind, romance scams, they're the worst, absolute worst, when it comes to taking advantage of someone. Keep in mind, isolation and loneliness plagues this problem, as the man or woman typically is alone, they're widowed. Companionship. I went to a class not too long ago on sexuality at the Lifespan for older adults. And the woman providing the class said something, and all of a sudden, now I get romance scams a little better. She said this: as we age, as older adults age, the lack of want and the lack of wanting to be loved does not go away as we get older. And that is what drives romance scams. And the romance fraudsters target purposely the men or women that are lonely. You can't convince them, unfortunately, too many times until it's too late, that the person they're conversing with is going to take all of their money. And they're going to, this is a horrible sounding term, but it's a term, if you belong and join the Federal Trade Commission, you will see this term on there. They speak of it. It's called pig butchering. Pig butchering. It sounds horrible, because it is. But pig butchering is romance scams. What is it? It's where the fraudster fattens up the man or woman with thoughts and, we're going to come see you, and I'm going to sweep you off your feet, and we're going to build a lovely family together or house together, and we're going to travel the country together. There's all these ideas, and the entire time the fraudster's looking for one thing and one thing only out of this person, but they're feeding them full of information that's fraudulent. And the one thing that they want now is what? Money. All of their money. And these fraudsters are trying to figure out, by getting their feelers and their hooks into these people, what their bank accounts look like. Wow. And you'll be surprised how many times someone will provide access, i.e. remote access, to their device, their computer, to see how much money is in their accounts. And once the fraudster realizes what they're worth, they're going to drain it. All of it. They don't care that you're penniless. They do not care whatsoever. Fraudsters are pros at what they do. They're sick individuals. They work offshore from the United States, and they take great pride in stealing American money. Great pride. Don't believe me? This is not on my resource sheet, but I'm going to take you to a website. If you go to no other website, here's another one you may want to go to, along with a cup of coffee. Go to YouTube. Type in YouTube. I want you to type this man's name into YouTube. His first name is Jim. Try to remember this. Jim. Easy. J-I-M. His last name, Browning. Jim Browning. Brown like the color with an I-N-G. Jim Browning is a scam baiter. He scams scammers. Why is that important for you? He's going to, that's not his real name. No one knows his identity. No one knows anything about him. He hides everything from you and from everyone else. He allows the scammer to remotely access his computer, and Mr. Browning, Jim, or whoever he actually is, then reverses the process. He then ties in to the scammer's computer in India. Let's say they're in India, overseas. But it gets better. So now, once he's tied into the scammer's computer, he turns on the scammer's camera, so you can see him. Turns on the mic, so you can hear him. Be mindful. These are professional, organized crime rings. They're working in boiler rooms, large rooms, sucking millions of dollars out of the United States, out of people, older adults around this country. So, of course, because they're taking in so much money into this organization, what do you think's in that room up the corner? And in that corner? And in that corner? Cameras. So Jim then figures out, once he's in the bad guy's computer, how to tie into that camera and that camera to afford you, watching on his YouTube channel, the opportunity to see this real time. What's this really look like? From the perspective of that camera and the camera on the suspect's laptop or desktop computer. And here, as the suspect is now calling the grandma or grandfather doing a grandparent scam in the United States. It shows you the big picture. It will show you how professional and organized these rings are. So when you say to someone, I don't know how you could have fallen for that. These people have playbooks. Just like the NFL or any other organized, sport team, these people have playbooks they go with. You'll see them. Make sure you ask this question. Make sure you do this. Make sure you say that. All right, next one. Wow. We'll do one more. As I see, it's already 8 o'clock. Holy smokes, where'd the time go? All right, I'll play an easy one, I think. Maybe not easy. I thought it was an easy one. Lean on Me, right? Who sings Lean on Me? Bill
Withers.
Bam! Bill Withers, 1972. Song Lean on Me. Bill Withers, 1972. Why did I play Bill Withers, 1972? Because I'm going to introduce you to our generalistic imposter type scams. Now, I mentioned earlier the Social Security Administration. Yeah, they'll call and pretend to be the SSA office. They will call and pretend to be the Internal Revenue Service and that there's a problem with your taxes. But these fraudsters also love to call people and pretend to be their financial institution. So let's pretend for a minute that everyone in this room right now has a Chase Bank account. Everyone in here has a Chase Bank account, and everyone in this room, not only do you have a savings account and a checking account, but you have a Visa card with Chase Bank. Now your phone rings. Let's play this out. How does this really work? Your phone rings. It's 585 area code. It's Chase Bank. Chase Bank, and you have an account with Chase Bank, is now calling you. How many people do you think are going to answer the phone? Everybody. Or most people are going to answer it. And what do you think they're going to hear? Good afternoon. Mr. Smith, Mrs. Jones. Yes, good. Yeah, this is Dan Lyon. I am the fraud manager over here at Chase Bank. Calling this afternoon to enlighten you on something we're seeing in your Visa card. Got to ask you, were you in Scottsdale, Arizona last week and perhaps made a purchase of $1,822.62 at TJ Maxx? You're on the phone. You go, what? Most people are going to say what? No. Now, okay, so you were. That was not your purchase in out there in Arizona. No, it was not me. I don't know what. Okay, automatically you're thinking what? What are you thinking immediately? You're thinking fraud on your credit card, right? Mr. Jones, Mrs. Smith, I'd like to discuss this matter further with you since you have confirmed that this was a fraudulent account or a fraudulent purchase on your account. Let me just get some identifying things real quick to ensure we have complete faith in the process here. Please provide to me the last 4 digits of your social security number.
Oh, no.
Could you also provide to me your current billing address?
Mother's name.
And of course, I will need the last 6 digits of the account associated with your Visa card.
Oh my God.
How many people do you think are providing that information? Most. Now be mindful. Did I call Chase Bank and inquire about this fraudulent activity, or did Chase Bank call me? Chase Bank called me. But did they? No. That was not Chase Bank. This was a fraudster. Spoofing the phone number for Chase Bank, knowing full well, somehow they figured it out, that you're a Chase Bank customer, and now they're now playing a very serious game of stealing your personal information. And of course, they're not going to ask for all of your social security number, but be mindful, these fraudsters are beyond good. They take notes, copious notes. They've called your phone number. They wrote that down. If they can get your first name, they've written that down. If they've gotten the last 4 digits of your social security number, they've written that down. Everything is written down because this data plate, this data sheet is you. And it may take months, but they're trying to put the puzzle together. And once they put the entire puzzle together, now they're going to steal your identity. Remember what I talked about earlier, going back and looking at your credit report? Here's why. They're trying to put that puzzle together. So be mindful. If the phone call, whom is calling you, and they're asking for personal information, if you didn't dial the phone number, you didn't physically call, should you ever provide any personal information on the phone to anybody? There's only one time you should ever provide personal information over the phone, and that's when. Because there is an exception to the rule. It's when. When you make the call. Case in point. I called my doctor's office 3 weeks ago. I had to change my appointment. I was getting a physical. So I called my own doctor's office. My doctor's office asked for personal information. Be mindful, I called them to change my appointment. And they asked for a couple of pieces of PI real quick over the phone before doing such. That's fine. I gave them that information and we changed my appointment. Question?
Okay, so this is what happened to me and my husband. I have 2 master's degrees. He is a doctorate. And it was during COVID, so he was home, I was home. And what happened is I went to fill out a doodle and my computer started going, bah, 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 and it was red. And it said, call Apple Support Services.
All right, so let's talk about, and I'll end with this one, Pastor Jesse Luke. Let's talk about the most common scam, that is the tech scam. So the tech support scam affects anyone and everyone who is potentially utilizing a device capable of connecting to the internet. That's any device connected to the internet. So a cell phone, a laptop, a desktop, an Apple iPad, a Macintosh, anything that you are connected physically to the internet, these scammers are using what's called tech scams, and they're sending out a blast to 1 million computers and devices around the world in hopes to capture 5% of the people who are going to call a number that's flashing on your screen because all of a sudden your device locks up. It's telling you, virus, malware, I can't exit. Why is my mouse not working? Mouse isn't working, I can't exit, I can't even get the machine to turn off. And all of a sudden, on the screen, scrolling or back and forth, call Microsoft Tech Support. Call Apple Tech Support. Anytime a phone number is scrolling on a screen that you're sitting or standing in front of, I don't want you ever to call the number on the screen. That is an absolute phishing attempt. They're going to tell you they are Apple Tech Support. They're going to tell you they are Microsoft Tech Support. And they are looking for one thing and one thing only from you. They're going to tell you, I'm going to fix your computer and your device from afar. You know, because our operations here for Microsoft are in Pasadena, California. So obviously I'm not in your backyard there in New York State. So we're going to need remote access to your device. They're going to send you an email. Somehow we just forgot that our computer wasn't working. And all of a sudden, look at this. Lo and behold, my computer's working with an email. You go to your email and you click a link. That link could be fast support or tech support or any support. Bottom line is, once you click a link sent to you, boom. The bad guys have access to your device. You know this, and then you know they have your device access when your hands are not on the mouse and you see your arrow scrolling on the screen moving. This is a really bad day. This is when things are going south quick. And yes, think the worst. They are going to be stealing your information. They will be taking passwords. They will be taking bank account information. But they're also doing something else they're not going to tell you about. They're going to do what Jim Browning is going to do. Because Jim Browning's not going to tell them he's done this. And what do you think they're going to turn on? Your camera. They're turning on your camera. And they're turning on your audio. Why? Because remember what you learned in grade school? A picture's worth what? 1,000 words. And now the bad guys can see you on the screen, and you know what they see? They see a gray-haired old man who looks really nervous and really scared at what they're seeing on their device, on their computer, and they're frazzled and anxious. And now the fraudster knows what? I got it. Yeah. I got it. I got exactly what I'm looking for. So how do you get out of this? How does anyone get out of this? It's simple. All right, y'all can give me the finger, not that one, but this one. Take your finger, hold the power button down continuously until the screen goes black. When the screen goes black, you're not done. Unplug it. Unplug it from the wall if it's able to be unplugged. Shut it down completely. You're still not done. Now get up and go do something. Go spend 5, 10, 15 minutes doing something. Go get a cup of coffee, let the dog out, go rake the leaves for a minute. Give your device 20 minutes to completely shut down. Return to your device, plug it back in, power it back up. Lo and behold, look at this. Your mouse works again. What you've done is you've disconnected from the scammer's email blast that they sent out, and now your device works. If you've ever had this happen to you, where you've seen the mouse moving on your device and your hands weren't on it, I'm going to strongly, strongly encourage you, take your device to your nearest computer store and get it professionally cleaned and wiped. Here's why. Be mindful, once they add the app, once the bad guys, you click that link, you added the app to this device, it's running in the background. Once that's loaded on your machine, 6 months from now, can they jump back on your machine? Yes. Yes. And it happens. And they do this. These guys are good. I had a couple down in Canandaigua, had this happen to them, older adult, mom and dad, kept having they got their computer hacked, they got the computer supposedly cleaned, the accounts got cleaned out, money was lost to the banking institution, financial institution, daughter kept changing passwords, kept changing account numbers. This kept going on for months. And all of a sudden the daughter realized one day while at the house, how do these bad guys keep getting mom and dad's passwords and computer information when we keep changing it at the financial banking institutions? How can they keep getting this? And all of a sudden the daughter realized, oh my goodness. How many people have this in their house? Alexa, play 70s music. Boom. Wow. The daughter sees the device sitting, and then she realized, Mom and Dad are talking, and they're listening on that device. These guys are good. They're beyond good. You'll see it on that YouTube channel. All right. I'm going to answer questions, but let's see who we have. Does anyone have bingo? Anyone?
Close, even.
How many have 5? How many have 5 check marks? Anyone with 5?
Ooh.
Anyone else with 5?
Wow.
One person with 5. All right. Who has 4?
Because I don't know what any of these groups are, because I was born in 1972.
So you got 5. You have 4? Anyone else with 4? 4. Anyone else with 4? 3. Who's got 3? That's it. 3. All right. Hey, red, white, and blue. Wow, what kind is that? That's awesome. All right, do me a favor. Keep your cubicle somewhere. I was told there should be a Kleenex or a paper towel or something.
Oh, yeah.
If you do me a quick favor and wipe your board clean, and I'm going to direct you to some information while you're wiping the board clean. You can use your little dry erase marker. I have to prove to a supervisor that I'm not supposed to be working right now. My day, here's my normal day. When Dan's working, he works 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. I don't work nights, but we made an exception, as Pastor Jesse Lou asked me to come out. So my supervisor was kind enough to send me out here at night because I was willing to do it. So if you would do me a favor, I have to prove to my boss that I'm actually out here working, or she's not going to allow me to get paid for the time I'm here. If you can fill this out real quick, it will not ask for personal information. I do not need your date of birth or your social security number. Don't need any of that. You will see one questionable question at the very bottom. I'll explain. It asks for income, and there's a reason it asks that question. And that simple question is because we are a not-for-profit organization, and we have to prove that we are out in all walks of life in the community, not just affluent neighborhoods. If you could fill that out, that would be great. Then we'll direct your attention to the tables down at the in Fellowship Hall, as I have a plethora of information for you to take home. Hopefully, if you walk out of here with one nugget of info you did not have when you walked in, that will be a win. Jesse Lou.
Dan, I experienced something and I didn't hear it mentioned, so I wanted to mention it for the sake of everybody else.
Absolutely.
I ended up getting a Facebook message from a friend, somebody I worked with who is deaf, and she usually communicated with me via Facebook or text or whatever. And her message was, my Facebook was hacked and it looks like yours was too. Call this number because they helped me. Wow. Okay, so I called the number because this was my friend, right? Called the number, got this, actually, I did call, talking to this person, and I was suspicious, so I said, I need your name, I need your employee ID number. She sends me an image of a badge with her photograph on it. Okay, this is my company, this is where I work, this is who I am, I'm just trying to help you.
Nope.
Go through the whole thing, this is the information I need, and then I said, I need to talk to your manager. Okay, next thing you know, my phone rings, and it's a guy. Okay, telling me that he's the manager, and going through this whole thing, and then it took forever. I was in a total panic.
So when you watch the YouTube from Jim Browning, and again, there's a very specific reason I'm giving you that information. You will see what she just described. As the two fraudsters are sitting in cubicles, there's 100 cubicles. These guys are playing games with you and your emotions. So I'm sitting next to this guy. He's a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. She's a bad girl. She's a bad girl. And you want to speak to my supervisor? No problem. And I hand the phone over to him. It's that simple. You'll see it on the cameras when you watch these videos from Jim Brown. You'll see that going on. And you'll see how easy it is to convince someone to provide personal information when they did not make the phone call. Be mindful. When it comes to financial institutions, we all have the right, correct number at our fingertips to call for our own financial institutions. It's where? Oh, that's right. Right on the back of your credit card. Always, always call the number on the back of your credit card. You'll never be calling the wrong number. You'll be calling the right number.
Awesome.
I get one because I give to a lot of charities. So one of them called me and said, "Oh, we have a 10 times match. Would you like to make a donation?" I said, "I will go online and I'll make a donation by mail." And they hang up instantly. Like, that was a scam.
So I dealt with a woman not long ago in the city of Rochester who was dealing with this foundation. the Protect Social Security Foundation out of Washington, D.C. She was sending $500 at a time to this organization, and after about $3,000, now this woman certainly did not have that kind of money to be given away. Calls Lifespan, says, I think I've been scammed. I sat down with her, I said, she has tons of mail. I'm not exaggerating. Her table, her kitchen table is stacked with mail. Solicitations from all different organizations. On the back of Dan's handy dandy cheat sheet, I'm going to bring it to the United States Postal Service real quick. Per the United States Postal Service, they recommend go to opt-out pre-screen. It's at the very top of my preventative measures. Opt-out pre-screen eliminates third and fourth class mail from your mailbox ever being reached.
Wow.
It's free. Costs you nothing, and if you do it online, it's good for 5 years. This is per the United States Postal Service. Now, what does that do for you? It gets rid of junk mail. And what happened, she got a solicitation in the mail, which started the ball rolling, where she made a donation, and she thought she was doing the right thing. On Dan's handy dandy cheat sheet, you'll find several other websites to look up charitable organizations to find out how good they are. The first one's on the very front. I talked about it about 10 times. The FTC. Look them up. Look up the charitable organization through the FTC. Guess what? On the back, under preventive options, go to CharityWatch.org or CharityNavigator.org. So I sat down with this last client and victim of mine. I said, let me take that information. I took the information. I go, let's look them up right now. I brought my computer. I said, let's look them up. We'll go online. Do you think I found that organization on any of the 3 websites? No. Yeah, no, they didn't exist. But of course, they sounded legit because their P.O. box was where? Washington, D.C. All a ruse. All a ruse. I tell you what, I'll answer individual questions. If you got the boards cleaned and my and an evaluation filled out, by all means, there's food and refreshments found in the fellowship hall.
Let's continue the conversation down
and then I'll
there.
answer questions if you need to up here.
Can we give Dan a hand?
Thank you, sir.
Very, very helpful. Great job.
Thank you.